everyone. This is Young-Soon Kwak. I am a professor and science educator in KNUE. And today I will talk about ecological transformation education and competency-based curriculum. The lesson includes 3 sessions. The first one is about what is ecological transformation education. And the second lesson is about competency-based curriculum and sustainability education. And last one is about how to implement student agency and competency-based curriculum. And lesson 1 is, as I introduced, it's all about Anthropocene discourse and the neo-materialism paradigm. These days, teaching and learning paradigm is also changing. So we will examine that part as well. So learning objectives include, the first one is the characteristics of learning ecosystem. What is a learning ecosystem? I will explain that in light of a systematic point of view. And we will examine ecocentric worldview, also known as ecologism, and the post-humanism learning paradigm. As you well know, these days it's all about system. They use a system all over the world. The first one is ecosystem. We also use Earth system, and they also integrating or crossing over or converging subject areas or discipline areas such as biophysics and biogeochemistry. And science educators are also familiar with the STEM or STEAM education. It's a kind of integration or convergence among science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. And besides this, today I will talk about focusing on ecologism. We are moving towards a new time and space, so-called Anthropocene. Whenever you hear about scene, it's about geological timetable. Are you familiar with the Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic? And whenever we use a turning point of a new era, we express that as a scene. So when you hear of Anthropocene, it means anthropo, which means human being or mankind, plus sin. Sin means new. So when you talk about Anthropocene, it's about we are shifting to new time zone, time period, and the new space. Are you also familiar with Gaia? They are talking about Earth itself. The Mother Earth itself is a organic or organism. So with the climate crisis, which is an emergency call where a war between beings, that includes both humans and non-humans. There is a war, fighting, or conflict is going on. So they are predicting we will move into another time era. So we are living in Holocene. Holo means after ice age. We are moved into Holocene, which means a whole new world. So we are the dominant species, Anthropocene or human beings, or Homo sapiens, right? But with the climate crisis, they are predicting we are moving into Anthropocene. In those Anthropocene times, So in that Anthropocene, there will be another dominant species, so-called Terrans. So we are in a state of war due to the climate crisis. And the war in Gaia, which is a new space, is a war between modern humans. It means us, human beings. And the Terrans, it's another being. It's other than human being. That who accept that they are living in a multiverse through human and non-human connections. So this is their prediction of Terrans. It could be a combined form of human body and cyborg or something else. So they are calling these kind of beings as a Terran. So the first part is about what is Anthropocene, and they are saying behind or after Holocene, we will have another time era, so-called Anthropocene, and there will be another dominant species. So, and the next one is what is the system? They always talk about system, including ecosystem and earth system, etc. So whenever they say and they talk about the earth system, it's a global change and the earth system. As you can see here, there's a atmosphere and geosphere and hydrosphere and biosphere and anthroposphere. This is the zone where human beings live. So when you talk about system, it's all about you need everything to make the system work, which means in this earth system, if the atmosphere or hydrosphere, one of the components is failing and the whole system will be destroyed. We are so familiar with the system. Human beings consist of all kinds of subsystems. Some subsystem is about digestion. Some subsystem of human body is about circulation of blood. So we are familiar with the concept of a system. So whenever we say ecosystem or earth system, it means it consists of sub-part. And if any of those sub-part fails, the whole system will be collapsed, will be failed. Okay, so we need to approach climate crisis or this kind of all kinds of crisis in terms of ecology, ecosystem, and geosystem or earth system, or we need to approach in a whole way. Okay, so whenever you need to solve some problem with the system, you need to shift your approach. So this is just saying, okay, since we are moving toward Gaia, and whenever a system is a structure, whenever you say a system means a structure that is closed on the one hand, but it is also open on the other hand, that is closed as well as open at the same time, right? So as I talked before, human bodies includes or consists of all kinds of system, circulatory, respiratory, and excretory, digestive system. Okay, so each system in our body performs a unique function. So if one subsystem fails, the whole system will collapse. Okay? There is all kind of systems. You call society is also a system. And why am I saying this is? We need to approach climate crisis in a systematic way. Okay? So this is another view of how to approach or how to respond to Anthropocene discourse, or how we approach to climate crisis. There are four reactions. I mean, the one axis is about Earth. We are familiar with the Mother Earth, right? Also, they call it Gaia. Is okay. And there is another party. Another axis is humanity. Humanity. It means us. And there is reaction one is it's a balance between two parts, Earth and humanity. They are talking about Anthropocene, right? So the first reaction is a denial. There will not be any change in a near future. Okay, there will be, we will be okay. We will manage it, and we will overcome climate crisis, etc. So Earth and human beings, we are balancing our power, and there will be nothing happening. Okay, that's reaction one. Reaction two is we will overcome climate crisis. Okay, with a stronger human power, we will overcome today's climate crisis. It's also called climate engineering. Whenever you hear about engineering, it's a human intervening. Okay? We are doing some engineering to make our life better. So with the climate engineering, we will have another glorious time. It's called eco-modernism, okay? Which means we will overcome this climate crisis and we will have another glorious time again through climate engineering. That's reaction two. The third reaction is about post-humanism. It predicts the end of humankind. It's Anthropocene. They are talking about Anthropocene, right? So in memory of Homo sapiens, we will designate their time as Anthropocene. Okay? It's all about post-humanism. There will be another beings, such as a Terran. Remember the Terran, the another beings other than Homo sapiens, right? That's the reaction three. And there is another reaction. It's all about anthropocentrism. It's a Gaia 2 version. I mean, we needed to cooperate and we needed to work together with the non-beings. Does it make sense? If we wanted to overcome these days climate crisis, human beings must collaborate with the other beings, including non-human beings, as well as Earth itself. It's called Gaia 2 version. Okay? So lesson 1 is about, we are talking about we will have another time and another space. We will move into another time, which is called Anthropocene, and another space, which is called Gaia 2. Okay? Remember this one? There is 4 reactions regarding Anthropocene. Okay? One is denial. We will be okay. There is nothing happening, that kind of action. Number 2 is eco-modernism. Number 3 is Anthropocene. Number 4 is neo-anthropocentralism. It's called Gaia 2 version. Okay, in summary, when you hear about Anthropocene, it's about human-centered anthropocentric or anthropocentrism. Human-centered, humanism. It's a human-centered agency. They only recognize humans are the only agency, the one that can take any action, including action to climate crisis. But when you talk about ecocentric worldview, it's a post-humanism. It's called post-humanism, which means other than human beings, there are other agencies, including non-humans, and things like a computer and, how can I say this, cyborg. Okay, it's also, it could be agency. Agency means the one who act, the one who take actions. So when you talk about ecocentric worldview or post-humanism, they include other non-humans as well as object as agency. Okay, so the one is the premise of ecological education, which means humans and human and non-human and human and nature are all relational beings, which means we are all related. I mean, we are all connected. Like what? Like system. Okay, so one part of a whole system fails, we all fail. So if we wanted to overcome or respond to climate crisis or ecological crisis, we need to act together. In conclusion, we need to acknowledge non-human beings as well as Earth itself as an agency. Okay? So after all, with the discourse of Anthropocene and Gaia version, we can work together with the other non-human beings. So because knowledge and life cannot be separated in a learning ecosystem, they also use a system in a learning as well. Okay, the whole school, or it could be a classroom. They are saying that is a learning ecosystem because a learning community or those learning system should be work as a system. So when you put eco in addition to system, it's ecosystem, which means we need to practice learning and teaching or all work through interaction with others. Because what? We are all relational beings. Okay? So if we wanted to survive, or if we wanted to overcome these days climate and ecological crisis, we needed to work together, humans as well as non-humans. Whenever you say about non-humans, it includes object, materials, artificial intelligence, and it also includes robots as well. And it also, according to ecologism, it also includes the earth itself. Some people call it Gaia. That's the less. It's all about lesson 1. We talked about what is Anthropocene right here, and in memory of human epoch. And there is 4 responses about designating or naming Anthropocene. Okay, please remember these 4 responses. Okay, that's for the lesson 1. Thank you.